Hi everyone, thank you for being here. Welcome to my art channel. I'm gonna be doing a combination of techniques today, and I am using the colors from my ice scoop painting. So it was yellows and pinks and purples with a gray and a navy blue, and I loved the color combination. I'm gonna do something very different, and I will be doing another I called it my ice cream scoop, but it's my ice scoop. I wish my ice cream scoop was that large. My ice scoop, I will be doing another one in pearl paints with that one, so stay tuned for that. And I have two ideas for what I'm doing today. So for this canvas, I am going to do a ring pour in the center, and then puddle pour on the outside, and then swipe through. For the other combination, I'm gonna do the puddle pour on the inside and then ring pours on the outside. So we'll see the difference between those two. But I'm excited to do this one. It's actually been a little while since I've gotten to paint. I got a little bit sick and I got very busy with my regular life. And I celebrated my birthday. So I'm back in the studio, ready to paint. So let's paint. All right, so I have just layered this cup. It's just gray and navy blue. I left out the white this time. Oh, I already got it on my canvas. So I'm gonna start, I'm gonna see how the colors are meeting right here. I'm gonna try to start pouring where they meet so that I could get the rings immediately there. And then the paints are gonna look a little bit wonky as you stretch them out, but just take care to get it in the center the way that you want it to look. And if you're gonna wreck it, it really doesn't matter at all. But if you want this center to stay intact, just make sure you take a little bit of time making sure you like it there. Now, I do feel like the white would have given a little bit more contrast there. Ooh, got it. Got it. And then if you don't like this design that happens right here in the center, you can always take like a little toothpick and just draw the circles back in. Another thing that people have asked me about with ring pours is how do I get that 3D effect around the side? And if you want that, instead of having circular rings come all the way into the center, you see how this piece right here, you can see the rings on the other side of it, like the top rings didn't cover all the bottom rings. That's how you get that really 3D effect or look. All right, so now I'm gonna puddle these, and I'm gonna start, I think with my pink. Ooh, I may need to thin that out just a tiny bit. It's been sitting. I think it should be fine over there, but we'll see. Yep, it just needed the tiniest splash of water to thin it back out. Hopefully those will be okay on that side. I don't know. Now I'm gonna come in with my yellow. And I think what I'm gonna do is swipe into the ring pour a little bit instead of just wrecking it, and see how that comes out. My yellow got a little bit lost in the last one, so I wanna make sure that I have a good amount of it. Ooh, and I needed to save some of it. I forgot to save these for the next painting, y'all. I would not have put this color combination together, but I actually really like it. And I am gonna save some for the next painting. If you, and this is kind of a little tip, but ratios are not always exact. So if you have a little bit, I almost dropped it. If you have a little bit of paint left in your cup, like I've got like this much paint, put a little bit more floetrol or whatever pouring medium you're using in it. It's not gonna dilute the color too much, and it will give you a little bit more volume. That's what's great about using pouring mediums in acrylic pouring. If they are similar to the consistency of the paint that you're already using, like American floetrol is pretty thick, it won't change anything. It's just going to add a little bit more volume for you. And the pigments, if the pigments are strong enough, the color will stay the same. So just a little tip for you. So that's probably what I'll do with these, is just add maybe like, I don't know, 10 milliliters, 15 milliliters of floetrol back to those. Okay, got my purple. Oh, it's got like a beautiful circle around it. It's not doing it here. Let me finish my circle around this side. And you know what would be a very pretty addition to this, I think, is sky blue. This was the color I liked, but it's so close. This is like a purple gray. It's one that I scraped off my table, but it's very close to the gray in the center. So I'm just gonna use that as my edges here. And I have a lot of paint in the middle, so a lot of that ring pour will be tilted off, but then I'll scrape my table and see what color I get from that too. Okay, so now I don't know if I want to swipe through these a little bit. I may, just a little bit, kind of help it cover the canvas. You see how it kind of made those paints meet? And it just adds a little bit of interest through it. All right, that is good. I didn't even know that I was going to use my head scratcher for this one, but I did. Now for the Australian floetrol. I need to stir that really well. Okay, here we go. I'm going to swipe on through, starting right here. Oh, that is so pretty. And I got a lot of yellow this time, which is what I wanted. So that's awesome. I need to wipe this spatula a little bit better because I got some of that in my white. And this is actually really cool right here because it like swiped those claw marks into there. So I'm gonna do one more with a purple. Wanted to leave those claw marks at the end. Okay, that is super cool. I already know one area that I want to kind of swirl, but otherwise that's really cool. Let me get one more. I always think that I'm prepared when I start, and I just always need something else. I had like my spatula this time, I had my paper towel down, I had everything ready, but I needed more paper towels. All right, that's really cool too. Wow, look at the cells that are populating on that side. Wow. Oh, this color combination, super cool. Okay, so I definitely want to swipe down into here. Big swipe through there. And have those colors meet right there. Yep, perfect. Now I can already tell my gray is thin because as I swipe through that gray, all the lacing is kind of sinking down through there, and it's the end of the swipe of the spatula. There's like a ton of things to think about when swiping. So, all right, I think I'm gonna do one more swipe. Ooh, I dripped some white through there. Trying to keep the paint on the canvas so that when it flows off, it's just this part right here in the middle I'm not like in love with. I I can already tell before I swipe it out that I'm not in love with it, but I will just stretch a lot of the paint off that side. I'm gonna do one more little swipe. Through there. And I think maybe one more right here, just tiny. Tiny swipe, like my little tiny hands. Okay. Loving it. I am loving this purple and yellow and pink over here. Super gorgeous. All right. Now, let me get my gloves on and I'll stretch this out. Okay, here we go. I don't know which way I want to go first, actually. I think I'm going to go to this corner, all the way down to that corner first. Bring it back. I'm trying to look at my ring pour in the center, make sure that that whole thing doesn't go off. And at the same time, stretch out the design. Okay. I have a big, bold pop of yellow there on both sides. I kind of get that like bleeding effect in the center. Let me wipe my hands so I don't spill it all in there. I'm trying to decide if I like this big pop of yellow. And honestly, I think I do. I think I'm gonna leave it as is. I love the design that happened over here. The lacing's really pretty through here. So I really like this. I think it has a lot of dimension. I like the big bold pops of color. I love this color combination. I am excited to do the one where the puddle is in the middle and I swipe out into the ring pours on either side. So let's see how that one turns out. And I'm gonna show you what this one looks like. All right, here you have it. I love the bold pops of yellow on the side. I love the purple and the pink, and I like how it's almost like stained glass through this section. And the ring pour is really cool. Full disclosure, I did tilt that part off and then tilt it back. It was just bothering me so much. But then as I tilted, I realized that that section as well had something in it. So that one just looks more like, you can see it here and right there. They look like knots in a piece of wood. So I'm leaving that just like it is. But I'll take you in for close-ups along the sides. And then I will show you this final result. Love that yellow right there. Look at those two eyeballs. Three eyeballs. Who's looking at you? All right, I'll show you how it dries. All right, here it is. I have been liking having the ring pour at the bottom on these. Look at that yellow lacing. Everyone in the original ice scoop said, oh, you lost all the yellow. Well, there's the yellow back. There's the ring pour in the center. It's beautiful. I even like those little swirly cues. And then look at that juicy lacing on the side. I like that it's bright pops of color and then it kind of fades into a monochrome in the middle. Ooh, it is storming. It storms every day here in Florida at the end of the day. But yeah, super cool. I am gonna keep experimenting. All right, thanks for watching. And the next one I'll do, I think, is the ring pours on the ends. and the swipes throughout. All right. Happy painting. Bye-bye.